Good, better, better. Good, better, better. Never let it rest. Never let it rest. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. It better get better. It better get better. There's on three. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah. Is that a good, better, best chant? Was that a shirtless Ben Johnson? Yes and yes. Which means that the Chicago Bears must have had an amazing game earlier today versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And they did. The Chicago Bears just put the NFL on notice, and it's time we talk about it. Welcome back to Bears Yard. This your boy Vipe, and our Chicago Bears went into Philadelphia, into Lincoln Financial Field, and absolutely destroyed the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. The Bears won 24-15, but if you were watching that game, it was like the Bears won 40-10. They absolutely snatched the soul from the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, you're probably saying, Viper, the Bears only won by 9 points. How did they destroy the Eagles? Let me break this down to you all because it was glorious watching it happen in real time. The Chicago Bears had not one, but 2 running backs today go over 100 yards on the ground. Something that has not happened to the Chicago Bears since 1985. Let me repeat that. The Bears, with DeAndre Swift and Cal Monungai, both went over 100 yards on the ground. The Bears in total almost had 300 yards on the ground today. So they just ran all up and down against the Eagles' Super Bowl winning defense, mind you, just ran them out of their own building. I mean, it got so bad that Eagle fans started to leave the game early, midway through the fourth quarter, because it was over with. When have the Bears ever made an opposing team fan base leave their own building like 6-7 minutes before the game ended? I can't remember a time it's happened, but it was glorious watching it happen on Amazon Prime. Ben Johnson had a clear game plan going into the game, which he executed beautifully, which basically involved running the ball. And the weather definitely played a factor out there today in Philadelphia. The wind was like going at least 30 to 40 miles an hour, which means that kicking the ball is pretty much impossible. Throwing the ball is even difficult. If you look at Caleb's box score, his completion percentage was below 50% today. But I'm going to talk about him in a few minutes because if you just go off the box score, you would think that Caleb Williams had a terrible game. That, not the case. So many people doubted the Bears going into the game, had the Bears losing. Bear fans were nervous. National media basically picked the Eagles all across the board. So watching the Bears roll up in there and just run them through the ground had Tooney, Dahlman, Jackson, Wright, Trapillo just pushing their D-line back. Their Super Bowl winning D-line just pushing them all over down the field, just owning the line of scrimmage as DeAndre Swift and Cal Monungai ran roughshod was just glorious. It was like old school, old time Chicago Bears football back in the 80s, and there was nothing Philadelphia could do about it. So Ben Johnson made a very important decision before the game even started that had a definite outcome on the game, in my opinion, and that was during the coin toss. The Bears won the coin toss and elected to receive the ball. They did that, or Ben Johnson did that because of the way the wind was blowing. And what that did was that made Philadelphia have to deal with the wind later on in the game because obviously, you know, with the Bears winning the coin toss, Philadelphia has to defend one way or whatever, but then they switch it up at halftime. So Philadelphia had to fight the wind in the second half, and it also led to them missing a field goal. Like I said, the wind was a factor. They ended up missing a field goal down the line because of the wind. So Ben Johnson's wherewithal to factor in the wind into accepting the coin toss is just next level coaching in my book and why he should be widely considered for Coach of the Year. But moving on to Caleb Williams. He made 3 plays this game that were, in my opinion, high-level elite NFL quarterbacking, something we have not seen in Chicago in a long time. Number 1, later on in the game, the Bears were up 17-9, and the Bears are driving down the field, and they're trying to run the clock down and different things like that. So he does a play-action pass. He rolls to his left, and DeAndre Swift is right there in the flat. That would have been an easy completion. The Bears probably would have got a first down and kept the clock moving. But Caleb held the ball because he noticed that Cole Kmet had slipped some blockers and was wide open down the field. Caleb Williams throws a beautiful rainbow dot to Cole Kmet for a touchdown, which pretty much put the game away. So instead of getting the automatic first down, the easy check down to DeAndre, Caleb Williams went for the kill shot and completed it to Cole Kmet for a touchdown. Again, high-level quarterbacking that's normally not seen by a Chicago Bears quarterback. It kind of reminded me of stuff that Aaron Rodgers did in his prime. So that was number one. Number two, Caleb Williams had a run. It was like third and whatever later on down the line in the game. He ran for the first down, but the beautiful thing about him running for the first down was that he ran for the first down and slid down inbounds. And his sliding down inbounds, of course, keeps the clock running and forcing Philadelphia to use the timeout because they want to get the ball back and all that stuff. So, again, another example of high-level quarterbacking from Caleb Williams. Even though he's not having the best day stat-wise, he is doing things that need to be done to ensure the Bears win the game. And then the third play he did, again, later on in the game, the Bears have another third down in there in Eagles territory. I think it was in the red zone, mind you. I think it was 3rd and 5. Caleb Williams uses a hard count to draw the Super Bowl winning Eagles defense offside. Like, what? Again, this is stuff that you only see Aaron Rodgers and other quarterbacks do. You've never seen a Chicago Bears quarterback using a hard count to draw a Super Bowl winning defense offside. But Caleb did that and got them to jump. So those are 3 high-level, next-level quarterbacking plays that Caleb Williams made, even though his stat line doesn't look like much today. He made the plays that had to be made in order for the Bears to dominate and win the game. Again, the Bears dominated with the run game today. All kudos to the offensive line, DeAndre Swift, Kyle Manung guy. But Caleb Williams had to make some plays in the fourth quarter to ensure the win, and he did what he was supposed to do, even on one of his not-so-good days at QB. So, what does this win mean for our Chicago Bears? Well, right off the jump, all the haters, all the talking heads and the critics of the Chicago Bears, you can quiet. You can do nothing and like it and just accept the fact that the Bears are legit contenders in the NFC, period. They went into the defending Super Bowl champions building and beat them with a belt. It was bad, y'all. It was bad. Secondly, this puts the Bears at number 2 in the entire conference because the Rams still have a better record. They're 9-2. The Bears are 9-3. So the Bears are now number 2 in the NFC. So like I mentioned in the previous video, yes, we want the Bears to win the NFC North, but now the Bears are firmly in contention to be number 1 in the entire NFC. There are some people that might look at this as the Bears being Super Bowl contenders. I don't know if I'm ready to go that far yet. I need to see what the Bears do at Lambeau Field next week. If the Bears can go into Lambeau and beat the Packers in a game that will pretty much decide number 1 in the NFC North at that time, at that point, I don't care anymore. The Bears are legit Super Bowl contenders if they beat the Packers next week because this team is special. They have been proven to be legit, and they're getting healthy at the right time as well. We got Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon back today. I think they were both on a pitch count, so they didn't play much, but Jalen made an impact. I think Kyler had a tackle. We're also going to get Tremaine Edmonds back, TJ Edwards back. So as the Bears are getting healthy down the stretch of the season and getting ready for the playoff run, their defense is going to be at or close to full strength. And you still got Caleb in the offense getting better and the offensive line being top 5 in the league. The Bears are a legitimate problem in the playoffs coming up. Also, because our boy Ben Johnson got shirtless in the locker room today, that means that the city of Chicago gets free hot dogs from the Arena Circle here on Tuesday next week. So definitely, if you are in the area and you want to get there early because it will be packed to God knows how many miles, make sure you get to the Winter Circle pretty early on Tuesday morning if you want your hot dog, because the Winter Circle said earlier this year that if Ben Johnson gets shirtless after any win this season, free hot dog for the city. He did, so free hot dogs are on deck on Tuesday. But Bear fans, how are you feeling after this magnificent, huge win against the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles? Do you feel like the Bears are a legitimate threat in the playoffs? Do you feel like the Bears are going to win the NFC North? Drop a comment and subscribe to the Yard for all things Chicago Bears.